You know, why? We should ask ourselves, why is it that they want to make us poorer? What is this that is behind their mind? Why are they comfortable leading poor people? You know, there is something they want to achieve. And what they want to achieve is not for our own good, but for the good of them, for the good of a few cabal who are somewhere. It is high time we start asking ourselves, which hand is this that is too long, that is now using our leaders as marionettes? They are actually manipulating them. They tell them, do this, they do this. They bring these bills, they put them in parliament, they force our members of parliament, they bribe them, and they tell them, pass them the way they are without even changing a comma. You know, who are these people? Who are these external forces? And if we do that, we will realize that we have a country called United States of America, which is actually being now led by the Democrats. Those people in power right now in the US who have their agent here in this country, this woman who is the US ambassador to this country, this is the person who is actually manipulating everything that is happening in this country, not for our own good, but for the good of a few cabals in America, a few cabals in the US who are called globalists. These are the people who are very evil. Look at the people like Bill Gates. These are the people who have a history of reducing the population, who believe in reducing the population of human beings. They are actually referred to as eugenicists. Eugenicists are people who believe that the world is overpopulated and they need to be trimmed. Yet, they are not the people who created us. They are not the people who brought us to this world. They believe that they are the only people who are supposed to live in this planet. You know, these are the people who are coming with very terrible laws which are being passed in our parliament. These are the very people who want even to determine what we eat. They have brought in GMOs. We are now being fed with the GMOs. Immediately, Ruto took over. The first thing that he did, he said that the GMOs must be introduced to this country. And you saw Bill Gates jetting into the country. He moved around. There are so many bad things that happened because of that visit that Bill Gates made to this country. We need to question these things. We should not accept things just because they have been given. Recently, in 2020, you saw what happened with the COVID. They brought us chemicals. In the name, they dubbed them vaccines. And we were there, you know, willing to accept, you know, just vaccinate us. We are going to be protected just because the United States has said so. Just because the WHO, which is actually almost 90% funded by Bill Gates, you know, said so. You know, Bill Gates is somebody who is involved in this vaccine business. Is the person who is being involved in GMO business. Is the same person who is involved in production of seeds that are GMO in nature. Is the same person who is involved in production of chemicals that we spray our crops that are having very, very, very toxic substances. And the moment we spray our crops with such a toxic substances, we end up eating them. They end up coming or entering the food chain. And we get very serious diseases like cancer. Yeah? You know, we are talking about cancer cases going up nowadays. Who are producing these chemotherapy, you know, medicines? They are the same people. They want a population which is sick so that they can continue supplying chemicals in the form of medicines to cure the diseases they have created themselves through the foods they have given us to eat, through the chemicals they have sold to us. You know, we should ask ourselves questions. We should not accept things just because they have been said by the president. We should not accept things just because they have been said by the government. Otherwise, if we could have been a critical country, we couldn't have accepted those chemicals that Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto gave us, that and also Raila Odinga gave us and told us they are good chemicals, they are vaccines. Many people are dying today. Many people are suffering because of those chemicals they took into their bodies. Now, we should be critical human beings. That is what I can say. Let us tell people, let us inform people. And you know, information is power. Without information, somebody cannot critique. So let us give people information. Let us tell people that the government is not your friend. You know, if they tell you something, you need to question. You know, if they tell you, oh, do A, B, C, D, ask yourself, why are they telling us to do A, B, C, D? Why are they telling us that this thing is good and the other thing is not good? So I'm just asking you guys to take these messages or this message to everybody. If you are in the vehicles, tell the people, tell them. You know, today I'm very happy that we have young people who are out there, you know, injecting, telling people that there is corruption going on here. This government is fake. Tribalism is fake. You know, we have been told, we have been put into cells called tribes. You know, whenever they want to use us, they tell us we belong to a certain tribe, so that they can now manipulate us. They get the votes so that they can start working with the foreigners who are holding the strings and determining or deciding what happens in this country. We should call people by their names, like this woman. I hate her. This woman who is the US ambassador to Kenya. This is a terrible person. Whenever you see her meeting with Kenyan officials, know that there is nothing good doing. She's actually propagating the US, the globalist agenda. In Ukraine, they are the people who have destroyed the Middle East. They are the people who have destroyed Haiti. They are the people now who want war with Russia. You know, these are the very people. You know, that is why you should always question whenever you see her working closely with Wanga. Then you should start questioning.